So I'm out for a walk, see what I can get. I got the 30 macro on right now, and I wanted to see what the auto setting will do. I know in the auto setting it has some AI updates in it, and it'll pick the scene depending on what the camera sees is going on, choose the best scene for it from video and stills. So you guys let me know. I'm gonna shoot the macro lens a lot on this as I walk along this path and see what I can get, and we'll see how the full auto function does. And yeah, you guys let me know what you think about the content of the video and the image stuff I get. I'm all fumbled up here, so let's get at it. So I'm on day 2 of the trip that I'm on up here in Houghton, and I just want to give a little feedback on my experience yesterday using the X S20 in full auto, how I felt the algorithms did, how I felt the AI did, and continue to use that setup today, switching to the kit lenses at 18 to 55 and seeing how that reach will help me in what I'm about to say as far as some things I've learned using it. And that is, one, I really enjoyed the fact that in auto mode for the auto setting, that it did a great job trying to determine based on where my focal point was, and even just looking at the full sensor and seeing what's in the scene to see what it should be trying to focus on, whether it was an automobile, whether it was a person, whether it thought it was a flower, a bug, landscape, text, and so forth. It did, when I say pretty good, I think it could have latched on a little better, or stayed on the subject that I wanted a little better. Of course, when you have stuff coming into the scene, it's trying to figure out what to focus on. So I kind of expected that, but I would put it around 85%, which is, to me, is excellent for what I'm doing with this while on travel. I felt maybe I could have probably fussed around with the focal point a little better to get it on subject, and I think it would have latched on. But keep in mind too, you can use that top dial to the right of the camera and be able to change it off of auto to specifically what you want the autofocus setting to be, of the number of autofocus settings that this camera has now. So that's an easy fix if you want to go that route, and it was quick using a dial. The other thing you'll notice on the boat going under the bridge, it focus breathed a lot, or it really kind of focused in, breathed, lost focus, came back while I was kind of shooting that sequence, as you probably saw. That's something I have to figure out what I need to do to get around that. When I'm in vlog mode or any other recording mode of video on the camera, I'm able to put the focal point on there, on the subject I should say, and I did not have ever noticed any focus breathing. But in full auto, it definitely did it, as you probably saw. And the unfortunate part is once you hit that record button, that's it. You can't make any real setting changes that I've been able to determine. I can't really hit that focus or that dial on the top and change to the focus or autofocus settings, I should say, to something else to try to see if that would have helped. So that really is something I'll see today, how I can play around with while I'm out and about with the camera, shooting again in full auto for this trip, just to see how it is. I will admit, it actually is pretty fun. I had less to worry about because I felt very confident in what it was doing. And you tell me again from the images and the video content you've seen so far, would you be comfortable with what I was able to get and what the camera did? Now again, it was a 30 macro. Maybe that focus breathing in video could have been from that. I believe if I was probably on the kit lens like I am now, wide open on that scene, maybe it wouldn't have did it because everything would have been in focus, right? Wide open. I was believe it chose everything, f-stop everything. So I didn't go back and look and see what the f-stop is. I have my presets for video at 30 frames a second, so that's what it shot it at. But again, I didn't even check to see what it chose for the ISO, what it chose for the aperture. So with that, I'm gonna get back out here today again with the kit lens and keep this going and give a final conclusion on how I felt about this, and if I would use it on going out on trips. For sure, that's the goal. And if I decide I might want to use this, if I'm out doing street photography or any just general photography. So let's get back to it. I still get the focus breathing even with the kit lens, so it's definitely something with the algorithm and the AI. It doesn't quite latch on something zoomed all the way out, but we'll see if it latches onto this plane here that's about to land in the water. As I zoom in, yep, but there it goes. But now it's focusing into that bright sun. There we go. Nice. Okay. So yeah, that's something I would say Fuji would have to work on, is a little bit of focus breathing happens when you're recording in full auto. Like in this scene right here, it really is not picking anything to focus on. There we go, it's focusing on a pole. Thought maybe it'd focus on the guy, but yeah. Okay, so I might have found the issue with the focus breathing. One of the things you can do in full auto is still utilize the subject autofocus detect. I had it on bird photography, or bird I should say, and it was actually looking for birds. So that could be why it was pulsing. I have it off right now. I have the 70 to 300 on. Does not seem to be pulsing like it was doing before. So this could have been user error the whole time. Let's see if I can zoom in. Now with auto, it does look for people. And let's see if this zooms in as this person's coming. Sure enough, snaps right into place. On the kid, on the bikes. So yeah, I think my issue was I was looking for, or it was looking for birds. And everything seems to be latching a lot better now. So a lot better. It's holding this boat, this jet ski, whatever,
very nicely, popping from the face to the boat, to the face to the boat. So beautiful. And just to make sure I'm doing this right, I'm gonna get back on this guy and put bird detect on. And yeah, with bird detect on, it does come into focus. It is trying to get the person's face, but it's not latching like it did before. It thinks it's looking at a landscape. It's not trying to find a face. So yeah, I think that was my issue before and why it was pulsing, and it is pulsing right now. So there we go. Mystery solved. Okay folks, well that is a wrap. Nice way to end this with a nice shot of the sun about to set here at Breakers Beach. And so I want to give my final summary on how I felt about using the full auto feature. And I can honestly say, as you saw some of the snippets, once I figured out what was going on with the focus breathing and saw that it was me actually confusing the camera by using the autofocus presets, and also the auto feature uses them too. So I didn't realize I had it on. It was on burp, and it was basically confusing the camera, kind of adding a little slowness to its reactions. Once I took that off, everything was great. The focus breathing pretty much just disappeared. So and my captures of the video for the going forward after that were fantastic. So I highly recommend, when you're just out and about and you don't want to think about the camera and you want to, and trusting that the camera is going to give you some good images based on the scene that it says, I got to give Fuji points. The AI along with the full auto selection on the dial is great. It really is great. Everything from giving me good background blur to subjects that were moving, getting good detail on the subject, the great exposure. So I got to give them points. The auto feature is top notch. I haven't used the auto feature on any of my cameras in a very long time, so I'm really excited about that, and that it's an option for me to use. And I highly think you guys, whoever out there has the X20, will love it. Honestly, I can honestly love it as much as I did once I figured out the additional setting I had for the autofocus stuff. So you guys have a good one. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.